at the end and at the end of my talk, you can ask me questions. So I am interested to speak about a deep insight on apiculture. So I think zoology background participants who are working in different colleges and universities are maybe aware about apiculture, because apiculture is part of the BSc curriculum as well as in MSc also. So therefore, I have chosen this topic. So all the participants, I heard that participants are from biotechnology background, microbiology background, food and nutrition background, and other fields, allied science aspects. Okay, with this brief introduction, I am going to cover about all these aspects: the honeybee species, modern beekeeping activity, bee foraging and pollination service, beehive products, and wild honeybees conservation. So it is need of the hour. So now and then I am going to tell about importance of honeybees. Before going to that, how honeybees have evolved. So as per the records, so honeybees are diverged from dipterans and lepidopterans. If you go through class Insecta, there are more than 29 to 30 orders are there. Among these, dipteran and lepidopterans are very famous because of, if you take lepidopterans, they are beautifully colored, butterflies and moths. And if you come to Diptera, where we have a genetic model and laboratory model organism Drosophila. And also housefly, you may be knowing, well aware about houseflies. Wherever you be there, houseflies are your, will be there, and you can see and watch houseflies. They are acting like a mechanical vectors. They carry a lot of diseases. So from these two groups, it is believed that honeybees have evolved since 300 million years ago. Coming to Hymenoptera, this is again one of the largest order with so many insect species, particularly bee species. And the bee species are broadly grouped into based on their social behavior, based on their morphological features. They are called solitary bees, subsocial bees, and social bees. As the prefix says, solitary bees means they are not having any kind of social organization. They live independently, and they are called solitary bees. They are not much important as far as pollination is concerned. Coming to subsocial bees, these are all again, they are not truly social bees, but they are subsocial. They do also have social organization, but not like that the social bee species. The social bee species are truly social or eusocial species. You can see very well established social organization among social bees. So example, honeybees. What I am going to speak about honeybees. I am very much confining myself to honeybees only. And of course, other than honeybees, there are so many other species like wasp. Wasps species are also there. They are also very good pollinators, and they are also having a very good, well-established social organization. Am I audible to everyone, dear participants?
Yes, sir. Audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. So they provide, especially including all the solitary bees, subsocial, social bee species, provide free ecosystem. They never expect any reward. I mean to say, in terms of economy, what human being expects, but they provide very good service to the ecosystem, and they do cross pollination and propagation to so many plant species, both in cultivable and non-cultivable agricultural ecosystem. That is in the natural or forest ecosystem, I can say. So thereby they maintain biological diversity. This is very important, and it is talk of the day, and most of the people around the globe, scientists particularly, worrying about biological diversity, sustainability, maintenance of biological diversity in various habitats, because we are losing biological diversity because of so much of anthropocentric and anthropogenic activities. So, and at the same time, they are playing a very important role for indirectly or directly boosting crop productivity. One and a half time, if the bee species pollinate the crop plants, one and a half time yield is increased. It has been recorded by so many agricultural scientists. So in agricultural university, there are people, scientists who are working day and night, and they are recording their service as far as enhancement of yield is concerned. So they are boosting crop productivity. This is very much important, and it is not any I mean to say, it is totally pollution free activity. Thereby they help conserve several plant species from the extinction. So thus they are helping to mankind. So what all the human prosperity, progress or welfare is there, partly or directly or indirectly, they are responsible for human welfare. So because of their service, because of their role in the ecosystem, their activity as key pollinators in the ecosystem, different ecosystems around the globe, environmentalists particularly and biologists are thinking about these species and giving more attention to honeybees. So the honeybee species diversity promotes basic research, pollination biology. Nowadays, this is one of the emerging field. In foreign countries, there is a separate MSc course in pollination biology. Of course, in India, we are studying just one paper, two papers in our MSc, BSc curriculum. Whereas in foreign countries, there is a separate course, pollination biology. After realizing the importance of pollinators, so they have introduced the pollination biology MSc course. And environment management. So means to say, by studying honeybees, so one can get knowledge about all these fields. Of course, other than these fields, so many other fields are also there. So economic potentials of honeybees have been so far understood only in terms of honey. Earlier days, honeybees means the bees which produce honey are called honeybees. All the bees are not going to produce honey. Only the bee species, certain bee species, particularly social bee species, they produce honey. They are called honeybees. So earlier times, people used to think only in terms of honey. That's all. They never known much about pollination service, environment management. This is all. Maintaining biological diversity. So nowadays, the hive products, what we call the pollen, beeswax, propolis, royal jelly, bee venom. So these are all again important secondary products from the apiculture. Apiculture means people used to know only about honey, main product of the apiculture. Now, byproducts like pollen, beeswax, propolis, royal jelly, bee venom. These are all the important products which can be harvested from the honeybees by doing apiculture or from the wild honeybee species. So therefore, a lot of research work is going on these aspects to exploit these resources for human advantage. Therefore, honeybee diversity and their conservation necessitated in the recent years. Recent years in just 10 years, since 10 years, a lot of work is going on, and in United States of America, developing countries and Western countries, where a lot of emphasis has been given to boost the population of honeybees and pollinators in general. So as far as diversity is concerned, there are about 20,000 bee species are known around the globe. Described, well-known, identified bee species, 20,000. They are placed under 425 genera, 22 subfamilies, and 6 families. The social bees belongs to the family Apidae. So what I am going to speak much about honeybees, those species are belongs to Apidae. In Apidae, there are 3 tribes, namely Bombinae, Epinae, and Meliponidae. Of course, Bombinae is not very much important as far as honey production or hive products potential is concerned, but it is the members of this tribe acts as a very good pollinators. Whereas Epinae and Meliponidae are very important for honey production as well as other than honey, what all I said previously, the hive products, okay, that is pollen, beeswax and all, etc. So these two are, so here Epinae, these 3 tribes are phylogenetically related with each other, and They are from Epinae family, subfamily. So among these, Epinae are stinging honeybees, Meliponidae are stingless bees. The difference is the stinging honeybees are having stinging apparatus in their abdomen. Stingless honeybees does not have stinging apparatus in their abdomen. Hence, they are called stingless bees. Both are eusocial. Very interestingly, they have very complex colonies and form so many sister groups or daughter colonies, what we call. So stinging honeybees are usually Apis species. Apis is the genus name, and there are so many species, Apis species, and these are all called stinging honeybees. So whereas Meliponidae is consisting of stingless honeybees, mainly Melipona, Trigona. Recently, the Trigona name has been replaced by Tetragonula. So earlier people used to call it as trigona. Now it is tetragonula, it is called. Okay. So both are eusocial, truly social insects. Both can be used for beekeeping activity. Okay. So these are the important genera or species occurs throughout Asia. One is Apis laboriosa, dorsata, Apis florea, Apis andreniformis, Apis mellifera, Apis cirana, Apis koschevnikovi, Apis nigrosincta, and Apis nullinensis. So here the commonly, for your information, common names also I will tell. So Apis laboriosa is commonly called in India Himalayan bee. It is very common in Himalayan high altitudinal region. It is commonly called Himalayan honeybee. It is a very gained, wild, highly ferocious species. You cannot find this species in Karnataka and southern India. So it is confining to northern India. And it produces huge quantity of honey, more than half quintal per colony. Remember, underline, more than a half quintal of honey from single colony. They produce such a huge amount of honey they produce per one colony. Then next is Apis dorsata. Of course, this is distributed throughout India, even in South India also you can see. And this is called gained honeybee, rock bee, wild honeybee it is commonly called. And this is also the non-domesticated species, Apis dorsata. And Apis florea is again another small bee. It is also wild bee. It is called dwarf honeybee. Dwarf honeybee. So body size wise, so compared to Apis dorsata, Apis laboriosa, it is very small in size. Then Apis andreniformis, it is commonly seen in northern India and southern India. We have not come across. Even in Karnataka also, we have not recorded this andreniformis. It is similar to that of Apis florea, but body color is very dark in color. Then Apis mellifera, this is called Italian bee. It is domesticated species. This Apis mellifera, then Apis cirana, Indian bee. This is also domesticated species, very widely distributed, and we are using in the name of apiculture. Apis koschevnikovi and nigrosincta and nullinensis are common in Asian other than India, that is Japan, China, and even Vietnam, like that Korea, where you can see commonly these species. So these are all the species commonly known in Asia, and these are all used in the name of apiculture. That is in the name of domesticated honeybee keeping and wild beekeeping activity. Pardon?
सर बोला की अरे अरे शोरला काय बघितलं सर कुठलं कसला बीच आहे तो सर कोण म्हणतो कसला बीच आहे अरे अरे शोरचा
Okay. So
टाइप्स ऑफ बीचेस माहिती आहे
again based on
कसला आहे तो खडकाचा होता मातीचा होता बघा थांबला गडाचा होता वाळूचा होता
am I audible? Hello. I am getting.
कसला शिशोर
Yes, sir.
Rahul sir, please mute your mic.
काय बघितलं
Dear participants, while talking with your friends, so please mute your mic. Okay, so coming to the body size and also type of nesting they do, or the nest they construct, they have been classified into cavity nesters. So commonly called cavity nesting bee species. dwarf bee species and gained bee species. So what I said already here in the beginning. So the Apis nullinensis, Apis coccinikovi, nigrocincta, Apis cerana, and Apis mellifera are cavity nesters. They are called cryptic species. They never construct honeybee colony openly. So they construct under crevices. So very difficult to locate. So such a way, hence they are called cavity nesters. Then dwarf bees body size, Apis florea, Apis endeniformis are small in size. Giant honeybees big in size. Okay, so this is what the family of honeybee. That is what we call honeybee family, and it's a systematic question. Just for your reference, I have just brought the information here. And the Fabricius was the scientist who identified this species, epispecies in 1857. So same name we have retained, Corolus lineus. So and so after binomial nomenclature of any particular species. So L or lineus we write, same way here Fabricius. Okay. So this is what the members of the colony: worker, queen, and drone. So these are all called stinging bees, and these are commonly used stingless bees. So stinging bees, epispecies, all are epispecies. It is called apiculture. Rearing scientifically honeybees for the production of honey and beehive products by using epispecies is called apiculture. Many of the time we are confusing. Whereas using stingless bees like Trigona, Melipona for the production of honey as well as hive products is called meliponiculture. This is another rearing activity, domesticated or wild apiculture activity, that is beekeeping activity. So beekeeping activity is a general terminology. It is applicable to both apiculture, meliponiculture. Apiculture confining or refers to only api species. Meliponiculture refers to only stingless bee species. Be clear. Okay. Next. This is what their distribution, nesting habitat, what we call. If you go to any ecosystem, any habitat where you can come across different trophic levels. That is what we call trophic level 1, like that trophic level 2, like that trophic level 3, we can see here. So means to say here there is what I can say, the distance between one trophic level to another trophic level, and accordingly the different species are distributed based on their body size, based on their living or survival strategy. They survive at higher altitude, lower altitude, or at soil level, ground level. If you take, for example, the Apis species, Apis dorsata, Apis laboriosa, Apis florea prefers higher altitude. Compared to Apis dorsata, Apis florea prefers AF, I have written here. Okay, so prefers lower elevation to establish its nest. Whereas if you come to Trigona species, stingless bee species, they never prefer higher altitude because they are very weak flyers. They does not have very good flight activity and very good or powerful flight muscles in their wing. So they prefer to fly at ground level only. So like how we can see their distribution and nesting niche. So this is very interesting. We have recorded and we have just like this diagram we have based on our research observation, how they are distributed and all that we have made it. So means to say there is no competition between one species to another species. Quite interesting. So even they use a common platform foraging ground, but as far as nesting niche is concerned, they never have competition. Okay, so this is what a nesting is. So coming to the honeybee swarm at the stopover site. So very beginning, this is the right time. This is what we call swarming season for honeybees because we are in the spring season. And already end of the, I think middle and end of the spring season we are in. And summer is going to start from, already started, I think. So during this particular season, huge number of like this swarms. This is not a colony, remember, it is a swarm. A swarm is with young potentially reproductively active male and female honeybees with a good number of workers. That is called swarm. This is acts as a seed. Okay, this swarm can be collected and you can multiply, you can use it for beekeeping activity. It is available in the forest. Of course, earlier times people used to go to forest and collect this kind of swarm for doing beekeeping activity. Now a lot of advancement has been taken place in beekeeping industry. So as a result, there are farmers, elite farmers are there, they produce queen and they provide swarm just by 900 rupees, 950 rupees or 1000 rupees, depending upon the season, depending upon the demand. You can use this swarm for doing beekeeping activity. This is what in the wild available, and it is called a bee swarm. It is not permanently staying in one particular place. It is keep on moving from one place to another place depending upon the availability of the resources, particularly the flora and the water source. Okay. Okay, so in the nature, bees are very wise creatures. So before going to establish in the wild, or if you want to do beekeeping activity in any farmyard or agricultural activity, even you should know all these. You should make a note all these. So means to say, bees are knowing all these. They are going to search all these resources availability. Okay, when they go and sit on a particular object, that is called stop over site, like a temporary site where they stay for about 1 or 2 or sometimes 1 weeks together. They stay there and watch around the colony, nearby place, what is the availability of the food resources, water resources, are there any predators or enemies, interference, human intervention, that all they are going to see. That is how they are going to see the availability of ecological factors. So very good congenial ecological factors, temperature, humidity, wind flow, and also like that. Congenial site for nesting, so there should not be any disturbance. So such a harmless, safe nesting place they select, they choose. Availability of water source, water is very important. Then good navigation path. When they go on to construct a nest, they used to go away from the colony frequently. While doing so, so coming out, going out of the colony and coming to the colony, while doing so, there should not be any interference as far as their flight is concerned. Any obstruction should not happen. That is what navigation path. Then floral abundance, because they mainly depend on flowers. Their main food is coming from flowers, that is nectar and pollen. Okay, so nectar is for the details, what is the nectar composition, that all I will tell you later. So floral abundance. Then poor accessibility to mankind, frequently continuous interference is there or not, they will see. Then poor accessibility to predators and enemies. Of course, in the nature, even in the domesticated or captive condition under human supervision, bees do have so many predators and enemies, including human being. They never expect frequent and more oftenly the interference during their nesting activity, during their activity. So all the things they lightly look in before establishing the colony. So next, selection of site for the construction of nest. It is habitat specific. It is mainly dependent on flora, water, safe ecological conditions. This is what we have observed in different diversified habitats. Even so many other people also recorded at different parts of India and other parts of the world. And construction of a single colony sometimes, or aggregates of colony they do, especially the wild bee like Apis dorsata. And so to establish the colony, that is what we call beekeeping activity, they follow elite strategies. So this is mainly available resources and inclusive fitness of cooperative defense. So means to say, it is what survival strategy. To have a safe survival, they do construct good number of colonies in a given area where all these resources are available, so that they can defend themselves if any human interference or any predator enemies comes. So ultimately, the purpose is to have safe survival, to continue their generation. So after choosing a particular place, the queen, she is called leader. Here in case of social insects, the society is female dominated. It is not male dominated. Ours is male dominated society. But in case of social insects, even in some of the animals also, the female dominated society they have. So queen is ultimate. She is the leader, she is the boss, she is the dawn, she is everything. She is what I can say, the leader of the colony. So she decides where to establish colony. Okay, so all the power has been given by all the individual members of the colony to the queen. So she will decide. So after deciding, they go for, see, one of the very important energy rich, highly energy consuming physiological activity. She will assign to some of the workers in the colony, that is in the swarm. They will consume more amount of nectar and honey to produce beeswax. The beeswax is required for construction of hexagonal shaped cells like this. So this is what we call like foundation. Before going to do or construct a building by human being, we invest a lot of, take care about foundation. Foundation, if it is strong, very good house we can construct for a longer duration like that. So she assigned to the some of the colony members to produce beeswax. So the workers, some of the workers, they do have wax glands in the ventral body part, that is ventral abdominal segment. That is about third, fourth, fifth, and sixth abdominal segment. You can see here white colored flake-like thing. I mean, coming out from the abdominal segment. This is nothing but a wax flake, like a brick, like a stone for foundation, constructing a foundation activity. So wax is the raw material. It is raw material used for constructing hexagonal shaped cells. So remember, honeybees never depend on any resources in the nature. So to construct their nest, they depend exclusively on their own products. It is secreted from their own body. Okay, so the worker bees secretes wax from their abdominal segments. So 4 pairs of wax glands are present in the abdominal region, that is in the ventral side. So to produce 1 pound of beeswax, 6 to 8 pounds of honey they ingest. Means to say it is highly physiological energy consuming activity. So it is 1:6.6 to 8 ratio, that is pound in terms of. So next, so certain honeybees are assigned to collect wax like substance, that is what we call propolis. The plant exudate, certain plant species produce I think cementing material, propolis like material. It is commonly called bee glue. It is resinous in nature, and this is used for what we call acting. This is used as a cementing material. This is what we call propolis. So it is acts as a sealant. Wherever unwanted spaces or pores are there, all those pores spaces are covered, filled, filled, so that they can construct very comfortable colony arboreal condition. Okay, so chemical composition wise, if you want to know about the propolis, where resin 50% resin is there, wax is 30%, and different oils, because it is plant based, 10% oil and little pollen will be there. That is what we call propolis. This propolis is again commercially very important for human welfare. I will tell you later. So if you take in a human beehive box, where on this particular frames where the honeybees deposit wax, that is propolis, as and when they require for sealing the pores or spaces wherever left out during the construction of hexagonal shaped colony. Okay, so this is how they use somewhat 3-dimensional geometry of honeybee comb cell. It is very interesting. Even man cannot do. Any animal in the animal world, this such a type of nest they construct. It is again survival strategy number 1, and to avoid space constraint number 2, and number 3, to avoid what we call gravitational pull from the arboreal condition. So for avoiding all these things, they go for constructing this kind. It has been generated. If you go to Google website, you can see computer generated model, how the honeybee comb is present. So like this, it is constructed. So there is no space left out between one hexagonal shaped cell to another hexagonal shaped cell. This is the what we call conservation of energy, conservation of space, and avoiding what we call gravitational pull. So for that reason, they use this kind of nest. So it is a foundation layout diagrammatic sketch. So this is what we are using, especially during beekeeping activity. In the natural condition also, honeybees also follow this particular type of layout. So this is how they construct in the arboreal. Usually U-shaped structure will be there. Majority of the honeybees, in general, they go for U-shaped construction. It is not rectangular shape, but U-shape, where you can see many tetragonal shaped cells. Okay. So this is what then, and even the scientists have recorded at what angle they exactly construct, because when they construct in the arboreal condition, that is on the tree surfaces, especially wild honeybees. So where chances of what we call falling off developing young ones or falling off honey and pollen will be there. So to avoid that, they go for this particular angle, 120-degree angle they construct, so that nothing will be fallen. This is what foundation layout, and this is how they construct. You see, foundation, they construct vertically like this hexagonal shaped cell, and the length and depth of the shell varies depending upon the part of the honeybee comb where it is using for specific purpose. So remember, honeybee colony is completely not used for any storage purpose. I will tell you later. This is what you can see on the substratum, how they construct. And here and there white marks are there. These white marks are called signatures of honeybee comb, chemical signatures of honeybee comb, because these are all made with one chemical called marker pheromone. It is octyl acetate. Octyl acetate. This is one of the chemical. So they will left out. So after departure of the colony. So remember, honeybees, once they construct, they will be not remain forever. They are migratory species. They will be moving depending upon the availability of the flora. So while doing so, they leave footprints, that is chemical signatures. That is chemical signatures are with octyl acetate pheromone. It is called marker pheromone. So when once next season comes, they will come back to the same colony, same site to establish colony. This has been recorded. This is what we call nest fidelity. Very well established. Nest fidelity, faithfulness towards the previously nested place. Okay. So this is how remember all the column, what we call cells are not made with not of hexagonal shape. So queen prefers dome shaped structure, though, so she will be residing inside this particular dome shaped structure. It is other than hexagonal shaped structure. So certain bees, they will construct a safe place in the colony for queen. This is what we call queen cell. Queen cell. Inside the queen cell, developing queen will be there. Sometimes matured queen will be there. She will take rest sometime in the comb cell. So this is how they construct. So honeybee comb is nothing but a vertically bilayered sheet made with wax. So you see here, this is one hexagonal shaped cell where pupa are inserted or developing pupa, you can see. This is how the bilayered vertical sheet made with wax is the honeybee comb. Some part of the comb is used for developing young ones. It is called brood part. Brood means developing young one, where there will be an egg developing the larva and like this pupa. Okay. Then the navigation path. See, under natural conditions, even in the human captive condition, beekeeping activity, wherever you keep bee box, it should provide very good navigation path. So as and when honeybees come and going inside the colony, there should not be any interference or disturbance. That is what very important for bees. This is very important for even domesticated beekeeping activity and natural beekeeping. So you can see the queen cell, developing queen cell, and it is here the queen is developing inside. She has not come out. So as and when the colony demands new queen, if queen is older and reduces or declining her reproductive ability, egg laying capacity, then the developing queen will come out and she going to occupy the old queen place. So means to say here only one queen is present in one colony, no two queens. Okay. So this is what the diagrammatic sketch of a colony, honeybee colony, where the queen cells are present on the peripheral portion of the comb. The strategy is any predators, any enemies comes and attack to the colony, the queen should go safely escape from the predators. That is the strategy. That is why queen cells are present on the peripheral portion, downward region. Next to above to it, the brood's chamber is there where developing young ones are there. Then besides the drone cells will be there. Above it, the pollen cells and honey part will be there. So see, remember this is the natural colony. It is constructed on the building, lower surface of the building, wall or any other surface, RCC. So remember this is what we call queen cell. So it looks like a what we call breast nipple. Okay, and only in this particular portion only the honey will be stored, not in throughout the region. Most of the time, people are misunderstood that honeybee colony means it is completely filled with honey. It is wrong. Only at one particular region of the colony, the honey will be stored. So in the name of honey harvesting, what we do usually, we go and completely destroy the honeybee colony. It is wrong totally. It is unscientific. That should not happen in the nature. So this is how under the tree surface where the natural colony, you can see this is the strong healthy colony. So no space is left out, and honeybees, about more than 3 to 4 or 6 layers of bees you can see on the wax comb, one above the other. And all are belongs to same species, same queen, individuals of the same queen. Okay, and these are all workers, and only one queen will be there in this particular colony, and several hundred to thousands of drones male will be there. So drones are called males, workers are called females, but they are sterile, and queen is fertile female. These are the 3 individuals present in a colony of honeybees. So this is what we have recorded during our observation in the forest ecosystem. What I said, singly they construct or aggregates they construct depending upon the availability of the flora and all. See, in a single tree, more than 75 colonies we have recorded. So likewise, rockway I said, Apis dorsata. See, you can see in the rocky hilly area where you can see garlands of honeybee colony, you can see so many layer by layer. So means to say these are all the safe places for the survival of honeybee species in the forest ecosystem. Okay, so I said it, in the forest ecosystem, this kind of honeybee colonies are there, means you can expect very good pollination and propagation. And also in turn, good amount of honey also. And you see, you can see the colony, that is Apis laboriosa colony. You see here you can see the honey, and remaining part is with brood and other thing. So even on the rock also you can see like this. Okay, and this is Apis florea colony. So very interesting thing is this is what the substratum, it encircles the comb, upper surface of the comb is encircled to this particular colony, that is a substratum. This is what honey part in case of Apis florea. So colony shape structure is totally different from Apis dorsata. So it is species specific. So this is the live colony. This is the deserted colony. This is the Apis florea species. You can see here. This is Apis dorsata. This is Apis laboriosa. Abdomen is totally black. But here 3 white, creamish color white bands are there alternating with black and brown color. So by seeing the color, by seeing the arrangement of the bands, and you see here white band and black, and structure is very small. So we can identify the what is Apis florea, what is Apis dorsata, what is other bee species. And this is what we call cavity nester, Apis coccinea. So it prefers cryptic place. Similarly, like this Apis sirana, it constructs even in the termite mound. Geddalu utta anta ನಾವು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಗೆದ್ದಲು ಉಳದ ಗೂಡು in Kannada. So that is termite mound in English. So inside the termite mound it constructs. So layer by layer, that is one comb. It is all belongs to single colony. Okay, it is parallel combs what we call. Whereas Apis dorsata and Apis florea constructs vertical comb, single comb. These are all multiple combs. So this technology, this technique we used, simulated for making bee box. By using bee box, we are doing apiculture, scientific rearing of honeybees for honey and eye products. So these are a little bit knowing about reproductive caste system in the colony. These are all you see here morphologically, they are not alike. So worker, queen, drone. So worker is very stylish creature in the colony and small medium sized body compared to drone, that is male, and female queen. Female is bigger than worker and drone, whereas drone one can distinguish very easily by having in its head big sized eyes, blunt abdomen, and wings are not completely cover the abdomen. So he is a lethargic individual in the colony. A colony of a bee comprises one queen only, single queen. 20 to 60,000 honeybees will be there, that is workers, and worker honeybees are always female, live 6 to 8 weeks and do all the work. Their lifespan is very short. Worker bees lifespan is very short. Okay. So in the nature, okay, they do mating activity. It is quite interesting also. That is what we call nuptial flight or nuptial flight. It is called mating in the air, nuptial flight or nuptial flight. So the single female, soon after emergence from the colony, as a strong reproductive female, she will mate with continuously one after the other 6 to 8 workers, the drones, males. The soon after single mating, with single that is male, the male will sacrifice its life, he will die. So likewise, continuously she is going to mate with 6 to 8 drones, and she collect huge quantity of sperma, that is what we call spermatozoa. So the sperms, okay, so then after that she will be completely devoting herself for establishment of the colony. So while establishment of the colony, she will not oftenly go and mate with the drones. That is why the strategy they follow. It is quite interesting. Okay. So then after mating, the female, after construction of the colony like this, hexagonal shaped cell, single cell, they deposit one egg at the bottom of the cell. Like this, the egg develop into larva, larva into pupa, pupa into adult. So it is quite interesting. The eggs are cigar shaped like this. They are deposited on the exactly hexagonal shaped cell at the center of the cell. The egg develop into like this larva, and this liquid is there. This is what we call royal jelly. The liquid food they provide for the developing young one, and they take their own time. This is the development time. Queen will usually takes 16 days from the egg to adult. She takes only 16 days. Whereas workers, they take 21 days. Whereas drone, that is male, they take 24 days to become adults. So this is the life cycle of, this is keep on going inside the colony. It is not confining to one particular season, confining to one particular period. Every day this particular activity is going on, because every day thousands of bees are going to die. thousands of bees are going to emerge, okay, in a big colony. So this is what continuous activity, biological activity, life cycle going on inside the colony of a honeybee. So therefore, when we do beekeeping activity, we have to take care about all these things. We should know at least, oh, this is what is going on. We should provide good food, energy, rich food to the honeybees. If your colony should be strong, you expect a good amount or good returns in terms of honey and other byproducts. You should provide good energy. So this is all going on inside the colony. This is what queen, and this is how emergence occurs. So a queen bee, it has been recorded, if it is she is undisturbed, no hunting, so no predation, so she can survive 2 to 3 years in a single colony by keep on laying eggs every day. You see, 2,500 eggs per day. Egg means it needs a lot of energy, lot of proteins are required, amino acids are required, energy rich protein is required. So therefore, it is a highly energy requiring activity, biological activity. She is laying 2,500 eggs per day. Hence, she is called egg laying machine in the colony. Egg laying machine. So social honeybees or social insects, the queen is called, majority of the social insects, particularly the female dominated society, queens are called egg laying machines. So like a machine, they keep on, their main duty is to lay eggs and produce young ones. That's what. So let us know about modern beekeeping activity. So what I said, I have shown the nest, and especially the Epicyrana, Apis mellifera, how they establish nest, parallel nest or vertical nest. So usually the wild honeybees are not usually used for beekeeping activity because they cannot be domesticated, especially Apis dorsata, Apis florea, Apis laboriosa. They want to prefer survive in the wild condition. Whereas Epicyrana and Apis mellifera are domesticated species, they have been domesticated. Then they can sustain, they can survive under human captive condition very well. Hence, we have considered them as agents of beekeeping. So, what are the modern agents of beekeeping? Here, modern comes a term. It is because of whatever they do in the nature, that we have simulated to according to our requirement. We have made a bee box by just going through the what has been happened, what is going on in the nature. Same thing we have simulated and developed a bee box. That is why we use the term modern beekeeping. The Apis mellifera and Epicyrana indica are called modern beekeeping agents. They are domesticated species. And whereas trigonal and tetragonal are called Melipony culture. They are used in the name of Melipony culture. Okay. Okay. This is what the bee swarm we should collect. Male and female will be there. And after nuptial flight, the female collect sufficient amount of spermatozoa, sperms. Then she is ready to lay the eggs. Then she will start egg laying soon after selecting the colony. So usually people are going to forest in the conventional time, previous time, till date also people, if you go to Sirsi and other places, Puttur and other places, where beekeepers are going, instead of purchasing the queen and swarm from the beekeepers, they go to forest and collect the swarm like this. So they use swarm bag. Okay. And even nowadays synthetically made and wooden made queen cages are available where we can collect queen, because if queen is not there means it is not a swarm, because honeybees without queen they cannot stay in the colony for longer duration. So queen is must. Okay. So therefore, so to collect queen, we have made people have made queen cells like this. We can collect safely without any injury, damage to the queen, collect safely from the place of availability. Okay, queen. So this is how the instruments are available for modern beekeeping activity. Queen cell protector is also there, queen cap is there. Then beekeeping methods, we have indigenous method and wall fixed method where movable hive frame we are using. Modern beekeeping activity we have whatever the type of beekeeping activity we do, both advantage and disadvantages are there. So therefore, at this juncture, it is very difficult to say this is the best method, indigenous method, that is wall fixed hive method or movable hive method, like that we cannot say. So because we have to do it in the nature, 100% in a controlled condition, especially in a four-walled place area, you cannot do beekeeping activity. You should allow bees to go out and come freely. So therefore, in the natural, semi-natural condition, you have to keep any beekeeping activity. So therefore, it has got its own advantage and disadvantages. So drawbacks, that's what I said. Then this is what the bee box developed. This is advanced method. So here the size and dimension varies. It's very difficult to tell because usually the big sizes 21 into 14.5 centimeter size frames with like this 31 into 20.4 centimeter, like this they go. But if you go to foreign countries where they use bigger than this, if you go to northern India, especially during spring season, they go bigger size. So, and even thickness of this particular bee box is also varies. It is all season specific, region specific. Beekeeping implements are available. Region specific, season specific beekeeping implements. One should go for using such type of specific beekeeping equipments so as to get good success, good return in beekeeping activity. Otherwise, lot of failure will be there. Okay. So this is how, so simple box it is. And this is what in foreign countries, they go for this kind of big sized bee boxes. So the bee box is a rectangular shaped one. I will tell you later. This is how they do. This is how they place bee boxes. So in a richly, abundantly available floral source, you can keep more number of bee boxes like this with different tiers, 1, 2, 3, 4 tier system. Each box refers one tire like this. Okay. So this is what typically I will, and this is usually in the modern beekeeping activity where we are not allowing honeybees to construct the foundation layout. We provide using this comb foundation machine, we can prepare like this foundation sheet and attach to the frame hive, so that we can avoid the whatever the energy and what we call time they invest for establishing the foundation sheet, that we can avoid. That is the reason we are, these are all available in the Department of Apiculture. They are using all these. So this is how they can, you can see how they are involved in the development of foundation. And this is how you can tag. This is what frame. It is not exactly a rectangular frame. This is what hive frame. We have to use hive frame in the bee box. Okay. This is almost simulated by seeing the parallel comb. Whatever you could see, you have seen in the previous image. What I said, the parallel combs I have shown in the wild. Same thing we have simulated in terms of frame hive. This is what frame hive, where you can tag this foundation sheet and allow this swarm so that they can start constructing the colony. This is what a rectangular shaped box. All the four corner it is closed, but the top and bottom it is open. Okay, so it is just to hold like this depression has been made just to hold the frame box. So this is what beehive box. So inside this particular box, rectangular shaped box, so frame is what is shown here. These are all placed inside. So sometimes 8, sometimes 9, sometimes 11, depending upon the area and season. So in between one frame to another frame, it is very important, being a beekeeper, they should leave space, appropriate space for the easy movement of honeybees, worker bees particularly, and that space is called bee space. It is very important. If you are not keeping bee space, so bees will not going to the bottom of the box, not coming out of the box. They will be stuck somewhere here. So therefore, you should provide them easy movement, for easy movement of workers from bottom to top. Okay, you should allow bee space. That is called space between one frame hive to another frame hive. The space is called bee space. So this is how you can see the construction, I mean to say in the box, how they have constructed the colony. Okay, and this is pollen trap. These are all the instruments I am talking about, frames and pollen trap. These are all providing artificially. Pollen can be provided, or protein rich substance can be provided to the honeybees artificially. So then feeder, smoker, these are all implements one has to use during the beekeeping activity. This smoker is used to test the healthy status of the colony. Okay, because it is filled with some igniting substance, so that you can create a fume. That fume you just spray in front of the bee comb or colony, so bees will go away. So thereby you can see whether the colony is good or not. That you can inspection of the colony regularly. You need this kind of instruments, and this is what bee brush, and this is what the protective clothing one should use, and this is how regularly one should inspect the health and growth and development of the colony. Simply don't think if you establish, if you put keep a bee box and keep it aside for 15 days without seeing, observing. No, you cannot. So therefore, every day there should be an inspection. You should watch and see the movement and growth of the, and even egg laying ability, egg laying of behavior of the queen also you should watch and see. Otherwise, sometimes some predator insects, some pests will be there going to attack and going to feed the developing brood. So we have to inspect, and accordingly you should take precautionary measures. So this is how a beekeeper should have with well dress. So these are all again wares used during the beekeeping activity. This is how, and it is not essential or need not to use regularly all these things. A experienced beekeeper never use all these things. A opener, beginner who is interested, wanted to do beekeeping activity, and a beekeeper who is very much sensitive to beekeeping, bee stinging. So such people can wear this kind of things. These are all knives used for different purposes, and this is wax melter, and this is division board feeder. So artificially sugar solution you have to provide if abundance, floral abundance is not good. So you have to provide artificially sugar solution, 1 kg of sugar with 1 liter of water, 1:1 proportion. So that provides a carbohydrate support, carbohydrate requirement to the honeybees. Similarly, pollen trap I said. So the pollen, the protein rich material you can provide. So these are all lifting the frame like that, and whatever unwanted wax and propolis is deposited on the frame, you have to remove by using this kind of implements. And this is ultimately final one is honey extractor. So this is used for collecting the honey. So this is how the frames, after complete construction of the comb and deposition of the honey, you should remove the cap from the each and every cell by using this kind of implements. Then you have to insert inside the honey collecting box. It is a drum with multi chambers. So after removing the cap, you should insert, and you should there is a rotor. You should rotate it so that the gravitational pull allow the whatever honey is deposited inside the hexagonal shaped cell, it will come out, and ultimately you can collect in a container here. So a small scale beekeeper with 1 or 2 or more than 10 colonies, one can go for this kind of activity. A large scale one, so accordingly, depending upon the requirement, they go for large scale, this type of honey collecting chamber. So very quite interesting honeybee foraging activity. Foraging activity, it is one of the skilled engineering technique exhibited by honeybees. It is quite interesting. So remember, no other species on this planet Earth except honeybees exhibiting engineering skill as far as feeding activity is concerned. It is age-related activity. So I am just quite interestingly, it is amazing to know 170 odorant receptors are present on the mouth parts of a bee. So compared to fruit fly and even mosquito, it is more. So what for these particular odorant receptors they are using? See, to kin recognition means individuals of the colony. Social communication, it is non-primate language. They communicate with chemicals, with each other. Odor recognition for finding food. What type of food is available? What is the floral source? What is the plant species? It is more flowering, one could see. That all they can recognize by just seeing this particular type of thing. Honeybee's sense of smell is so precise and differentiate hundreds of different floral varieties. And also what is pollen plant, what is nectar plant, and what is both, they can identify. So they require, or any people who are interested to do beekeeping activity, you should provide all these resources nearby the beekeeping box so that you can do beekeeping activity. So they want nectar, they want pollen, they want water, they want minerals, they want propolis. So see how they drink water. Nectar is with sucrose mainly, glucose and fructose, and so many other chemicals like acids, volatile substances, alkaloids, polyphenols are present in the nectar. Whereas if you take pollen, where 22.7% protein is there and 10.4% essential amino acids are there, and other than that, so many other things are also present. So the foraging activity is quite interesting. Here the age of a bee, especially from 10 to 25 days old honeybees are going for foraging activity, go out of the colony. So honeybees, particularly worker bees, conduct two types of activity. One is in hive activity. Second one is hive out activity. In hive activity is nothing but the prematured honeybees will not be allowed to go out of the colony by the queen. They will be inside the colony, do all the combing activity inside the comb, whatever activities, like you can see this is what the foraging, and this is what they use sun as a reference point. So from the eye 30-degree angle they move towards the floral source. So this is what bee foraging, and it is very characteristic, and it is called bee dance or bee language. So they do round dance. This is how they do round dance. It is not a complete circle, and it is incomplete circle. And where in front of the colony, some of the worker bees they perform round dance. Okay, so thereby they come to know about this is what communication language. So the nest mates, whatever nest, I mean on the nest individuals are there, they will come to know. So nearby place there is a floral source, we should go to that particular direction. Only this much from the round dance they come to know. Whereas this is another one, waggle dance. So it is not complete 8 shape. It is remember it is 8 shape dance, but it is incomplete. So here while doing this particular circling waggle like movement, they shake their abdomen. Hence it is called waggle dance. Both the dances language or bee language recorded, observed and discovered by Carl Ritter von Frisch. For that he has been awarded in 1973 Nobel Prize. So these two, more than these two, about a dozen of different dances have been recorded, but round and waggle dance very clearly convey the information to the nestmates of the honeybees about the floral source, distance from the colony, and direction, at what direction we should move very clearly and precisely. So therefore these two are very commonly one can record, and this is how they collect pollen. This is what we call in the hind limb of honeybee, worker bee, they can collect huge quantity of pollen. It is called pollen basket. Okay, and the division of labor and the dignity of labor, whatever they do, they respect their activity. This is what cleaning the cell. So means to say 5 to 10 weeks old honeybees, newly emerged honeybees, they do cleaning of the colony. Then 5 to 15 days old honeybees, emerged honeybees, they feed the young one, developing young one. This is what we call royal jelly, and developing young one brood they feed. And age of the bee, feeding nestmates, even 5 to 20 days also the old bees are providing feeding to the nestmates, because queen cannot feed on her own. the workers has to assist. This is what queen you can see, elongated abdomen, and you see the feeding young ones, individuals. And this is what packaging pollen, 10 to 20 days old worker bees do pollen bucket inside, pollen packing inside the colony. And some of the workers will go and collect water. Now it is summer. They have to maintain 32 degrees centigrade temperature inside the colony, irrespective of the prevailing outside temperature. So what they do, they collect water and spray inside the colony and develop a cool condition, like air cooled or air conditioner. So this is how they collect water. Then another interesting thing is honey making and self-filling and capping activity. This is what honey making. It is quite interesting. So they go around thousands of flowers and visit and collect very good amount of nectar. Nectar is here they are inspecting the colony workers and check the quality of the nectar and honey. What they do, you see the incompletely filled nectar, and this nectar is with 80% moisture, whereas matured honey is with 18 to 20% moisture. So that much moisture they will reduce just by fanning activity inside the nest. You cannot see it. No one can see. So it is a cryptic activity. So before capping the individual colony like this, individual cell like this is what capping. They see that the completely filled cell should not have more than 20% moisture. That is what we call, if it is not covered means immature honey. If it is covered like this, it is mature honey. So during this particular activity, they are highly ferocious, aggressive. One should not go for hunting colony. Okay, this is what a natural honey, highly viscous, and this is all I said it. And honeybees are known for their discipline and cleanliness, maintaining sanitation. Whatever carcasses or seal or whatever predator pest comes, they go and simply mummify by using some material propolis. So propolis is used for sealant purpose. This is how wear and tear is there. They will immediately do the wear and tear and repair the colony like this by using propolis. Propolis acts as a sealant. So even if any enemy or anybody comes and disturb, they will attack. They have stinging apparatus like this. This is what stinging apparatus present in the abdomen region. And this is how it works. As and when they sting, they have barbed stinger. When it is inserted into the victim's tissue, it will stuck there because of the upwardly directed barbs, saw-like edges. As a result, honeybee unable to take it out after stinging. So therefore, a single honeybee can sting only once in its lifetime. After stinging, she will die because while taking out with forcibly, the organs, vital organs gets cut off. As a result, a worker bee will die. So of course, it all depends on number of honeybees going to sting. So remember, honeybees are playing a major role in the pollination process, especially almond and apple and blueberries requires 100% honeybee pollination. Remaining other crops like alien cepa, grapes, cotton, oranges, so many plants are depending on honeybees pollination. So honeybees are very important. So they are economically very important to make very good, you can get very good return. So these are all the hive products: honey, beeswax, royal jelly, propolis, venom. This is what honey. So it contains chemically, these are the components present in honey, and 2.1 gram of honey, if you drink or consume, 67 kilocalories of energy one could get. But diabetic patients are not allowed to consume directly honey. But normal healthy persons can drink or can consume every day 1 teaspoonful of honey. It is good for health. Okay, and beeswax, it is used for various purposes like face cream, paints, ointments, carbon paper, so many ways. It is economically important. Royal jelly is used as one of the sexual tonic. It enhances the sexual activity. In China, even in other countries where royal jelly tablets are available. So people who are having infertility problem, they are advised to take royal jelly tablets. And we have propolis. and propolis is used for various purposes, and propolis soap is available for beauticians. One can use propolis soap, and so many other purposes we are using propolis. And pollen nowadays, see, there is one research institute, it is located in Pune, that is BRTI, Bee Research and Training Institute, where synthetically they are producing, manufacturing pollen grains collected from the honeybee colony. Okay, it is one of the major byproduct, and you can directly consume because it is rich with amino acids, what we require, essential and non-essential amino acids in our body. Bee venom is used for various purposes. Anti-venom injections are produced, and to treat cancer patients, to treat arthritis problem and other disease problem, even cardiac related problems also, bee venom is used. So like that, see, we are producing 1,55,000 tons of honey every year, and we are in 7th largest position, 7th position as far as honey production and export is concerned. And we are earning 1,221 crores of rupees every year foreign exchange by just exporting honey, apiculture related activity, that is honey and other byproducts. And these are the major countries producing honey. And in India, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, Punjab, Bihar, Madhya Pradesh are the major top 5 honey producing states in India. And we have overall development of the beekeeping activity. National Beekeeping and Honey Machine is there, NBHM. So in this, central government is providing so many schemes to improve the developmental activity. And this is what our market, consumers are China and other countries. These are all the places, countries where we are importing honey and other byproducts. And of course, beeswax is largely produced by Ethiopia, Argentina and other countries, but in India we are using only 25,000 tons of beeswax. Of course, there is a lot of scope for exploiting beeswax in the nature, and this is what different there. These are all, I think, not much required. Leave it. And these are all value-added products. That is in food industry and cake industry, beverage industries, where honey powder is available, honey cake and all these things are. So means to say, by using honey, whatever products are there, we can enhance their rate. That is what value addition. Pollen grains available in the market, and beekeeping products are available, and bee venom pellets are available. Apiculture relief rub is available, painkiller, and any bee venom contains all these chemical components: phospholipase, hyaluronidase, apamine, melittin, MCD peptide, like this. That is why it is used in sting therapy treatment. Nowadays, people are going for natural therapy. It is almost similar to that of, it is called epitherapy. Using live honeybee and beehive products, one can treat certain problems like cancer, even migraine. You see, live honeybees are allowed to sting, and you can subside the pain. This is what migraine, people who are experiencing continuous migraine problem, they are allowed to go for this kind of thing. So there are skilled people are there. They are allowing the honeybees to sting and deliver little dose of little quantity of venom to the treatment area. The area requires treatment. This is what. So the few interesting facts about honeybees. Honeybees are environment friendly. They beat wings 11,400 times in a minute, 15 miles per hour they fly. They produce 1/12 of a teaspoonful of honey in their lifetime, single worker bee. And 556 workers can gather 1 pound of honey. And for that, they visit 2 million flowers. So by single visit, they visit 50 to 100 flowers. So worker honey bees are females. So queen bee lives for 2 to 3 years. Honey bee colony has unique odor for members identification. I said on a tree 75 colonies. Each colony member will visit only to their own specific colony, never visit a different colony. This is what the odor identification, like how every individual has got their own scent like that they have. So it is estimated that 1,100 honeybee stings are required to kill a human being. Okay, so bee conservation, of course, it is very much required. So we minimize hive hunting, colony destruction, pesticide spray, denudation of nest host plants, trimming of nest hosted tree limbs, clearance of foraging plants. These are all some of the important activities human being is doing regularly. That is what anthropogenic interference. If you control all these, some extent we can control honeybees. Of course, herbs, shrubs, these are all very much required during different seasons. So during inclement weather condition, if you do beekeeping activity, you should take accordingly precautionary measures. And ultimately, my conclusion is honeybees are very good pollinators. They never expect anything return from the human being. They live inside in the ecosystem, and they are users friendly. They are eco-friendly. Their survival is very much required. You just read this statement. So Albert Einstein, physicist, he was a physicist. He was knowing about importance of honeybees. If the bees disappear from the surface of the earth, man would have no more than 4 years to live. No more bees, no more pollination. No more pollination, no more men. So human extinction or human endangerment is mainly underlies on the honeybees survival. So this is what you can learn so many things by just reading and learning about honeybees, doing beekeeping activity, cooperation, all these things. So with this, I am very much thankful to the organizers, Dr. Rajkumar and academic staff college people, and also more than that, you all, the participants, for patient listening. If you have any questions, please feel free. So whatever I understood, I will going to answer. Thank you very much.
Sir, I have another question, sir.
Yeah, please, sir.
Sir, is there any importance of royal jelly as far as the human health is concerned?
Definitely, sir. Royal jelly is very